me set the scene for you.
All right, let's say you're settling in with a new book you have been anxious to read. Or maybe you're browsing through your watch later list on YouTube, ready to finally get to the video you've been putting off. Or you're getting comfortable to watch a new movie, possibly even binge a new show on some known streaming platform, right? Something. At this point, everything is fine. But as you're getting into it, your eyes go wide. You get this feeling through your body. Your jaw drops, you gasp, then you cover your mouth because you realize in that moment, this mother stole my idea.
You see this, right?
You are now fully convinced that there must be hidden cameras somewhere in your house. That has to be the explanation, and they have to be somewhere, because how could they have known? But then reality hits you with another blow. Those ideas never actually came out of your mouth.
They have only ever lived in one of two places. Either A, your head, or B, if you even got that far, your notes app. And if it wasn't notes, it was maybe Google Docs. You are devastated. Seeing as it's been made clear that someone else has taken your idea, you think to yourself, I can't do this anymore because it's already been done. I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. Your idea likely wasn't as original as you thought.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Maybe not in its entirety. And this is why you still need to do something with it anyway. What's poppin', you guys? It is your girl 𝐿𝐵𝐿, the multi-hyphenate babe here, coming at you with a brand new video. If you are a returning viewer coming back to hang out with your girl, hey, good looking. It's nice to see ya. But if this is your first time ever coming across my channel, let me go ahead and give you a rundown. I am an actress, a writer, a filmmaker, and a certified big stepper, as well as many other things. And over on this side of the internet, I not only aim to showcase myself, share my personal adventures with you guys, as well as give you guys a deep look at my projects, but I hope and pray that we have engaging and thought-provoking conversations on how to embrace your creative prowess, and have discussions on the industry because duh. And not only that, but also have conversations about life, because I think we're all trying to figure it out, and I think it could bring us comfort just having a conversation about life. Right? Right. If that sounds like a vibe you want to roll with, definitely go ahead and subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications so you stay on your P's and Q's about the uploads. Okay? Okay. And now that all the formalities are out of the way, let's dive into this. Okay, I will be fully transparent here. The minute I realized that an idea I had for a book, a script, anything, somehow, some way made it onto a page that I did not write myself, I had to sit there and debate whether or not I was in the mood to finish watching, reading, or listening to whatever it was I was consuming at the time. This happened to me very, very recently while I was reading a book. I have yet to finish it, and I am very excited to do so. Very excited. But the minute what I was reading started to feel awfully, and I mean awfully familiar, I had to stop reading. I put the book down and I pulled out my laptop and I started going through my Google Docs and Google Drive because I was just drawn to do so. And y'all, I found a pitch document that I wrote for my TV movie writing class back in my script writing program with the same premise. I cannot make this up because I cannot forget the way how my jaw dropped in that moment, and literally right after, I started doing some very, very serious and intensive research. I researched the book, I researched the author, I even went and I looked at my own document to see when it is I created it and when I last edited it, which was December 23rd, 2020. And this book came out in 2022. I was so in my head about this, and there was this fascination that came over me as to how on earth this was remotely possible. Now, of course, there are clear-cut differences between the book and my idea. Like, the book is a romance, and my idea has romance in it, but it did have a bit more of a thriller feel to it. But with all that being said, that doesn't mean I didn't feel a type of way about it, and I did. And or tell myself, hey, I can't do this anymore because it's already been done, and someone might think that I'm copying this.
Which is something I very much said to myself because, oh my gosh.
Ooh, and don't get me started on when you actually bring up an idea. This could be in a work meeting or something, right? And nobody hears you or nobody gets it when you say it. But the minute someone else brings up the exact same idea right after you did, it's the best idea on the market. Oh, they got a certain je ne sais quoi, and you're there gobsmacked. This scenario also happened to me very recently, and shout out to my homie at work, because the minute it did, that man laughed so loud, and he goes,
That's crazy because I could have sworn she just said that.
I did just say that. I did. This is another angle when it comes to exploring the theme of originality and ideas, because in that moment, I couldn't help but ask myself, why was the idea not as good when I said it? And yet it was a great idea, obviously, when they said it. And yet it was my idea. The feeling that these two moments share, I find, is that in some way, shape, or form, you are throwing in the towel in some way. Not only do you shelf the idea you had, never to look at it again, but you stop creating entirely because of it. Not only do you get left feeling insulted by being disregarded after sharing your idea, but you don't ever want to participate in sharing your ideas ever again. I want to compare exploring this phenomenon to an onion because it has so many layers to it, just like many things in life. And things are not as black and white as people might think. There is some gray in there too. So let's shed a layer. I am guilty of having done this for such a long time, and I know there are so many out there who can also say they've done the same thing, whether you're a writer, a screenwriter, a copywriter, an entrepreneur, a developer, anything really. We tend to sit on our ideas for forever because we want them to be perfect. So of course, when we see somebody do something that looks and feels just like something that it is we were working on or thinking about, we can't help but think to ourselves, how on earth could they have known? How were they able to come up with something that it's been only between myself and my mental boardroom of directors? How could they have known? Not only do we believe that the ideas have to be in some way, shape, or form perfect before anybody gets to see it, we scare ourselves out of it, out of putting ourselves out there, because we don't think that the idea is fleshed out enough or good enough. So of course, when we hear or see our ideas coming from someplace, somewhere, someone that's not us, we sit there and we ask ourselves, where did this person find the courage to do exactly what it is I've been wanting to do, or talk about exactly what it is I've been wanting to talk about? I know this must have sounded crazy when I said it, that your idea likely wasn't as original as you thought, at least not in its entirety. Let's go ahead and understand this layer. Okay, I did some serious research on this, and it turns out it is kind of impossible to come up with an idea that's brand spanking new, completely unique, because of how far human creativity and innovation has developed over time. People are going to find a way to compare and find similarities between your work and somebody else's body of work, because consciously or not, a lot of newfound ideas are based off of other bodies of work. And although this is easier said than done, this is not something to be discouraged by. Why? Because this actually showcases how interconnected ideas are, that you can try to come up and fully come up with. Any louder? What it does is showcases how interconnected ideas are, that people could take past ideas, put a new twist on them, a new outlook on them, to push boundaries where they've never been pushed before. What makes your idea valuable is not necessarily its originality. It's how you refine it, illustrate it, and bring it to life. Okay, I want you to think about this because it doesn't just apply to the film industry and the creative world. There are so many hairdressers out there, so many lash techs, so many nail techs, so many techs, right? You know what sets them all apart from each other? They all do business differently. They have their own clientele, their own way of running their business, their own way of providing these services, and that's what sets them apart. You could go into a plaza right now, literally right now, and you could see 4 different pizzerias in the same plaza. You think that Pizza is gonna stop doing service because of the way how Pizza Hut is doing it across the corner? No. Why? Because they have their own way of doing things, even if it came from the same concept.
And let me just say this, speaking on pizza, Pizza Hut will always do it for me, and the pizza creamy garlic sauce is the best combination, in my humble opinion.
I bring up all of these different scenarios because it can literally happen to anyone to feel like they're gonna stop what it is they're doing in its entirety, or not even start, simply because it's been done before. I was having a conversation about acting with one of my absolute closest friends who is also an actor himself, and in the midst of this conversation, he says, "Man, the industry is competitive." And without hesitation, without a second thought, without an extra millisecond, and with the entirety of my chest, I said to him, "So then compete." Because at the end of the day, we are in competition with ourselves, no one else. We think we are because we're so focused on looking at how it is that person got to where it is they got this, that, and the third. We're watching other people's plates and not looking at the one that's in front of us. We're so pressed on how the plate seems to be layering up and there's all these different things on it, but we're not even looking at the meal that's in front of us. This is what you need to be demolishing, not looking at the Leaning Tower of Pisa across the table. Like, it's not about that. We are in competition with ourselves. The goal is to become better, to become brighter, to elevate ourselves in the best way we can, whatever that might mean for us, and the trajectory that it is each and every one of us are on. That's very individual. That is not one size fits all. We think it is, but it's not. So instead of being hyper focused on the idea of your idea needs to be the most original thing in the world and it has to be this, embrace interconnectedness and actually focus on making your idea generate impact, actually mean something, even if it is stemming from something else. You have a story, a concept, a business, something that is waiting to bloom into the most beautiful thing, and that somebody has been waiting to see because they truly believe it hasn't been done yet. So please don't give up on it simply because you think it's been done before. It hasn't been done by you. That's your superpower. That's what makes it different. That's what makes it stand out. It hasn't been done by you. Woo-wee! That felt like a whole lot of talking, but I really do feel good, feel great finally getting to talk about this because I can't be the only one. I know I can't be. And you know, a video like this, I think to myself, it's maybe been done. I haven't seen it. That's why I made it. But again, interconnectedness is a real thing. So it's time to embrace it, move on, not stop on certain things simply because we think it's been done before, this and the third. Okay, it has been. Now what? You still have to do it. I actually had a lot of fun talking about that, and I do feel like it put me in a bit of a place to reflect on myself and how it is I've gone about certain things, because I have had that mentality of, you know what, I'm just gonna leave it alone because it's been done before. No mas. No mas. The time is now, and there's no reason not to. Nothing is stopping you but yourself. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching the video up until this point. You guys are amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, please leave a like and leave a comment down below so that we can keep the conversation going. Let me know if you guys have ever been in this place before, because we are not alone. I am here with you. Okay? So definitely leave a comment down below, and go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, so you guys are up to par with the next time it is I drop. And don't forget to tell a friend, because we always love more people coming around. And I'ma see y'all in the next one. Mwah.
That's a wrap.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much for all the love and the support in the previous video. Oh my gosh, I felt it and it moved me. I'm so excited that you guys are excited for more, and I'm so ready to give it to you. So I'm gonna see you guys soon. Mwah.